Welcome back, TTP. Welcome back, TTP. Welcome back, my lovely babies. We're back at it again. Obviously, I'm fairly tired, but we're gonna fix that in a second, or at least we're gonna fix how tired I look. Okay. But yeah, so stay tuned, lock in, and let's get into this makeup tutorial. And welcome back. It's your girl, Miss Faith, the boss lady, Miss Motion, or whatever. Today, I'm gonna see if I can stick y'all. If I can stick y'all on my shirt or on my necklace or something. But today, lovely people, we are doing my makeup. I'm wanting to do like an updated makeup tutorial because I've been doing makeup recently. Added to our 20 plus services on the website. But I've been trying to get back into my creativity because I love playing with makeup when I was in high school. I have really sensitive skin, so I can't always like do too much without the proper maintenance, and sometimes I'm not always trying to do the proper maintenance required for all that. So today's one of the days where I am, and mainly because I got a couple new products. I got the NARS, I think the Soft Matte Foundation in New Caledonia. And I also, shout out to TikTok, because TikTok's been eating, but also eating my money. So I don't really know how I feel about that, but hey. We got the curve case. The curve case. Send me some promo. Made by Mitchell. And then I also just found this really cool. I'm really big on saving my coins when it comes to things like that I can use on the regular. So I got this little book palette, mind you, y'all. This was under $20. And none of this is sponsored. I've actually started using these products. The only thing is when you get lower quality per se, you have to be mindful and also always check the reviews. Personally, I really like everything on here. We start off with one eyeshadow palette. Then we have another eyeshadow palette. And then they also have some glitters, which are actually really pretty. These are like highlight. And they also have some blushes. These ones are pretty pigmented, but you have to really get in there. But I also just got it, so maybe with a little wear, it'll be a little easier in the future. And then they also have, these were mad pigmented. I used this red today on when my homegirls came to model for me. But I haven't used other pieces. But I really like the Made by Mitchell palette because as far as contours go and blushes, you feel me? And this isn't even their deepest. There's one that's there's another one that's one, I think there's like, yeah, just one after this one as far as like colors and pigments go. But yeah, super pigmented. Love, love, love. But yeah, so we're gonna be incorporating that into our new routine, which is basically just like my old routine, but like, oh yeah, and also this was like $12-15. This is also another eyeshadow. It has like 120, y'all. 120. You know what I'm saying? It comes one, two, and then if I can get the last one, and this one's really colorful. It's like all your Roy G. Biv colors for real. I might actually play with that today. No shade. I might. So we're gonna leave that right over here, just in case. But yeah, let's get started, y'all. I went back to red because I came to the conclusion this is just my color. You know what I'm saying? This is just my color. Also, got a pack of, this isn't even all of them. I got a pack of 48 of these because, I like to use one per client. I like to reuse them. But I got 58 of these, or 48 of these for like $12. TikTok. I'm telling you. But okay. We're gonna start off with a primer. I like to apply my primer with a little mini highlighter brush. It's technically an eyebrow brush for like eyebrow highlight, but use what your mama gave you or what your pockets gave you. You feel me? So I like to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I really hope this doesn't go over an hour. Oops. I really hope this doesn't go over an hour, because if it does, boom, it's gonna take me forever to upload it, simply because of how I use my phone for everything. I have two phones, so I use this one for I use my 15 for like shooting content, just because the camera quality is OC, and then also it's just easy to take everywhere. But the hard part about that is I need better apps, and I need to dedicate more time to editing these videos, because I like to maintain like the rawness of it. I might soon get like a background or something, just so everything looks more cleaned up a little bit, just because we are on our like what 60th episode, so we're well over halfway to 100. So I want to look like we're well over halfway to 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta up it. And honestly, I have a little bruise right here, because yesterday it was dark and I was too lazy to put the light on when I was trying to get a water bottle, and I hit my head on the corner of a chair. So yeah, it's a nice juicy knot on my forehead. Still a little tender, but we alright. But anyways, now I put a little bit of setting spray and cover my mic. I use like this Milani Make It Last. I don't know if it'll focus in on that, but whatever. I use the Milani. I could just put it in front of there. I'm getting used to this, okay? This feels more like a vlog, but it is what it is. And then I go in with my ones. This one's almost finished. I like it, but it really doesn't last that long. It really doesn't. So I only use a little bit before and after to set everything up, and set everything in. And then while I'm going in, depending on whether or not I'm feeling more matte or dewy, I have the Make It Last Milani spray for both. So I just go in while I'm adding like my cream and liquid products and setting everything at the same time. Yeah. I got my pretty little fan. I'm gonna use one of those for a thumbnail. I'm just one of those. Hey y'all, my birthday's coming up in less than 2 weeks, so prepare yourselves. It's almost Sag season, so prepare yourselves. Okay, but anywho, the pretty little angel, such a sweetie, such a little pie. Okay, this is taking too long. I really need to invest again in one of them little handheld fans, but I like this. It's so cutesy, and honestly, like, it feels so girly and feminine, and I feel like that's the whole point of makeup. I feel like doing your makeup, the most fun part about it is just getting ready in general. The most important part about getting ready is, or going out, is getting ready. That's going to set up the rest of your night, honestly, in my opinion. But we are going to go in with this. Oof, I need to clean that thing. But I have this Fenty Beauty. I have it in hazelnut, and I think the other one is coffee. That one's a lot darker. But I use the hazelnut to kind of set my face before I start going in with foundation and stuff. Today I'm doing a full face. Like, I'm underpaint, but I'm also gonna go back over. Like, I'm doing a full face, y'all. A full face. Because I haven't done that in so long. And honestly, these clusters, I just got them. And I didn't have the glue that I wanted. So these are like kind of throwaway clusters so I can really get in there and have a ball with my makeup today. But as far as this, we're also gonna do like kind of like get to know me, I guess. I feel like I'm like on a date with y'all right now, but get to know me. My name's Carol Faith Joy Johnson. I don't think I've ever introduced myself. Maybe on like the first episode, but I just go by Faith. It's just part of my middle name, Faith Joy. But I am 23. I turned 24 in what, 3 weeks, a little less than that. I have one sibling living. His birthday was really like I think yesterday. That's my twin for real. We're only like 2 years apart, something around that. But yeah, it's my little twin. He don't live around me though, unfortunately. My road dog. But yeah, I am a beauty specialist. I always like to say beauty specialist because I do so much more than just like hair and makeup. I feel like beauty in itself is a feeling more than it is an outward perspective. It's more inner, and beauty services provide that inner beauty to provide a space for the inner beauty to shine on the outward. And honestly, that's probably like my favorite part of my job. I'm gonna go in now with this NARS foundation. Actually, no, I'm not doing that. I almost lost my mind. But I'm gonna go in with, because I forgot I'm underpainting first. I'm gonna go in with this. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna go with the orange first, and then I'm gonna go in with the pink, just so I can see how it feels. Because I love. Ooh, look at that orange. Look at that orange. Yeah, I love a good orange blush. And don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna look like a clown for like the first 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna pull everything together. Obviously, I'm going very heavy on the blush. This is like an orange. And the reason why I like to go heavy on the blush, I like heavier blush looks because I was really just talking about this the other day. Blush acts as a not only as blush, but I feel like it could also double down as a toner, not toner, color corrector, because I have more, I guess you could say yellow, olive. I have more neutral tones, but I feel like red just brings out my colors, like the tone of my skin. You feel what I'm saying? Like every time I wear red hair, everyone loves it on me. And every time I have like deep pink like blush, I always feel so soft and feminine. And I feel like right now I'm doing orange, obviously, but I used to go over it with the pink to open it up. But I feel like the orange and the reds just help my skin just like look more glowy. I don't know what it is, but it does it for me. You feel me? But yeah, I'm gonna go in pretty heavy with this. Obviously, this side is way heavier because I was very heavy-handed with this side. But it's okay. We're gonna blend all this out. Just trust. What's this called? Trust the process. Already, so I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear a thing. Oh, I'll probably be having y'all all messed up, huh? Sorry. Gotta be more mindful. Okay. So crazy. Where was I going? Oh yeah. Bobby 24. I am super into beauty. I'm a neurodivergent, neurospicy girly. Beauty is obviously one of my special interests. And it's so funny because like people will see me on a regular day when I don't feel like being verbal and assume like that's just like my whole personality. But oftentimes, especially when I'm first getting to know people, I have horrible anxiety. Like so bad. Partially just because of things I've been through in life. I'm just more hyper aware of myself and more hyper vigilant of my surroundings. But also, it's just like I'm super awkward and super self aware of myself. So I'm always trying to, I don't really go out as much. And even when I did used to go out, that was the main time I would like be around people. You know what I'm saying? I would, if you know me, I usually just have like one, two people around me, and usually the people around me have like large friend groups. So I usually get thrown into like a large friend group mainly because of the people that I know. But more often than not, I'm really just be in my corner with my one, two little people that I talk to and call it a day. Like I'm a very introvert. I'm a very extrovert introvert when I want to be, but make no mistake, I am very much so an introvert. One thing about me, if I could stay in my house all day, I could find. That's the main reason. That's the main reason I am trying to expand outside of hair, because I'm not gonna lie, hair takes a lot out of you. And to be able to continue to want to do it, I have to have something outside of that that feeds into the other versions of myself. Because being in the hair or the beauty industry, you have to be a social butterfly. You have to know how to work with people. You have to know how to understand your consumer and what your consumer needs and wants. And all those things require you to talk to people, to be around people, to learn how to be comfortable negotiating with people. You feel what I'm saying? There's so much that comes into not only being in the beauty industry, but just owning a business. You feel what I'm saying? You're never going to escape people if you're owning a business that serves people. And it's not that I want to escape. I just feel like it's very important to prevent burnout, to have things outside of my mainstream source of income. That's another thing. But just like my what I do every single day, I need to have some. I'm a Sag. I need to have some versatility in my life. It's not my fault. But yeah. So that used to be for me. Look like me going out to the clubs or me just being an outside, because we all know Faith is an outside princess. We know this. This is no knowledge. We know this. And I'm not denying that. But I feel like there are seasons, or even like just in my growth, I'm learning that I can expand what my view of outside looks like. And not that I didn't know that before, because I'm into a lot of different stuff. Let's keep it being. But I feel like I would tie I would have like work life separation balance. The things that used to bring me joy, I started looking at it as work. And then it no longer brought me joy. So it's just like doing this every day. Cool. And it just started becoming like very, very monotonous. Monotonous. It was just boring. Okay. I don't think I was really like, and it's like I couldn't be bored with life because I had so much stuff going on in my personal life. But at the same time, it's like outside of that, it's like, what else do I have to focus on to make me happy? The one thing that used to make me happy, hair, it was just like became something that I needed to do to survive. Because who else gonna pay these bills? Who gonna pay these bills? You know, who's gonna come out here and pay these bills? So for me, it's more than just a livelihood, but it's a form of self-expression. Even when I'm expressing through other people, it's like it's my art, and I want to protect my art by protecting how I feel about my art. And one way I've learned to do that is to go back to school. If you learn how to do more things in the field that you love, you'll never be bored. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I know a lot about the field that I'm in, and I've done a lot of work to be at the level that I'm at now. But why stop? The sky is not the limit. You know what I'm saying? The sky is definitely not the limit. And honestly, like, I encourage every woman, especially in the times that we are clearly moving into, the times that we're clearly moving into, please. It doesn't have to be college. You don't have to go to school for like 4 years. Just find something. Find a trade that you're interested in. Find something to protect yourself and protect your future. Especially if you know you're building a future for not only yourself, but future generations that are or have not come yet. Like, babes, I love my girls. And that's why I'm saying it's time to lock in. This concept that I don't know. I saw something the other day. I think it was really just yesterday or this morning. It was saying how a lot of women after the age of 25 become like super religious in hopes of finding um a a man or a partner that is God fearing. And I feel like from a logical perspective, you could take it in the turn of you spend all this time in these streets and you have nothing that you're passionate about. So the only other option is to settle down. Like, as women, all we can do is settle down. I don't subscribe to that. I don't. I'm a free bird. And don't get me wrong, like I was so excited to be a mommy last year. So excited. And I maybe it's partially speaking from a place of pain, but I also realized I'm 23. I'm just turning 24. I have so much life to live. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, if you have kids, your life is over. No. But realistically, certain things you have to plan better. But I want to plan ahead so when I do have kids and when I do start that family, I already know emotionally and mentally I'm ready for that. But financially, I got like get to where I want to be so I don't have to worry about the things that I did when I was in those circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Not like I didn't think that I could do it. I knew that I could do it. And literally God was putting everything together for me. What happened was of no fault of my own. I can't help it. And all I can do is learn from what I learned through that experience and keep the same mindset of preparing myself for the future. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it definitely jolted me forward in terms of how I approach situations, not only in finance, but just in general, how I approach relationships, how I approach friendships. That whole period taught me so much. So much. But I feel like there's so many young women that need to know the things that I learned through that process and don't necessarily have the figures in their lives. Like, I ain't learned. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my mom has done an amazing job. My parents have done an amazing job in growing me into the woman that I am today. But realistically, coming from where we come from, it's different societal norms. It's different societal standards. It's different societal rules. So learning how to rough it out in this world was hard. The reality of going with the NARS. That was my Born This Way Too Faced concealer, by the way. But being a black woman, being an immigrant, citizen, but I had to put that out there. But being an immigrant, like in this society that's built off of so many people and so many cultures, is not as easy as one would think. You know what I'm saying? That American dream, it's not as accessible as it should be for everyone. And learning that the hard way made me want to give the access that I had to fight tooth and nail for, or at least give knowledge of access, to others that are in the same positions that I used to be in, or even the same positions that I'm in now. You never know how, like even where I'm at now, like I told y'all, I just started cosmetology school. I'm meeting so many talented people, bro. So many talented people that I'm learning from, that I'm learning new perspective through, learning how to accommodate and understand via like interactions with. Like, it's so beautiful. And for me, I feel like my social anxiety used to make me force myself to be very small. So while I was being small, I was connected to situations or environments that fit that smaller version of myself. And because of that, I got too comfortable being a version of myself that wasn't fully me. It was the me that others could tolerate. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't have to be like that. I can actually be whoever I want to be. And it's like easier said than done, because even now that I'm like super confident in who I am and what I offer, there's still a lot of things where I'm just like learning how to not be on alert like I used to be, because I'm not in the same space that I used to be in, right? So I can't learn with the same eyes that I used to see through, because they're not going to get the vision as clear. I have new eyes now, and not just new eyes, but evolved eyes. I have eyes that can cultivate, process, and distribute wisdom. You know, now I'm not only absorbing, but I'm becoming a version of myself that can recreate what was taught to me. And that's always been one of my biggest goals, because genuinely, I know that I'm meant to do so much. I know that I'm meant to do so much in this world. It's not on no cocky shit, because y'all know if I want to be cocky, we know how I get. You know what I'm saying? We all know how I get. But I love myself because it's not even cocky. It's bold. It's not boisterous, but I have the audacity to believe that I can be who I want to be in this world, and I can show up exactly how I want to show up. I don't have to conform, shape, or twist myself to be anything other than me. And that's what being at school is showing me. God brought me to a place that was fit exactly for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like only for me. No, but it fits me. It makes me feel like I can be the most whole version of myself without reservation. It's a space where I feel that I don't have to minimize or oversize to fit. I can just be and fit, you know? There's no one way to be. It's just understanding what fits you and understanding how to respect your boundaries and the boundaries of others so everyone feels that way. And it's honestly such a beautiful thing. And that's what made me actually fall in love with my school in the first place. Like when I first went there, I really, it was only God, because when I first got word of my school, it was like when they were like really trying to help me out with getting a scholarship and stuff like that. I think it was like 2023 when I was still. I'm using the deepest shade in my Made by Mitchell palette as like a contour. I only put right here, like right in the corner, because I already put like a little before I put my foundation. So I don't want it to spread too much because it is really dark. I want to really cut my cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? And I put a lighter shade of the Born This Way concealer in my inner eyes, and I'm gonna blend that out for like a bright under eye look. But I don't really do too much with the bright under eye because it's just not my thing. But yeah. So that's that. I love my school, and I love that I can be myself, and I love that I feel like I can excel and not only promote my growth, but promote the growth of others around me and in my community through what I learned at the school. So I feel like a lot of people, it's not just finances that stops people from furthering their pursuit of their passion, in whatever form that is. I feel like a lot of times it's also just not knowing if it will be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, don't rush anything until you feel like God's calling you to do it. but in the same exact breath, if you feel like he's called you, why wait? You know, going back to a story about my school, when I was living in Richmond, they was really trying to help me get like a scholarship, but I was living all the way in Richmond. It just wasn't, it didn't feel realistic to me at the time. Like, it was just way too far out. And honestly, I just had tried going to back to school at Nova. I've been to Nova twice, and then I also went to Reynolds when I was living in Richmond. And I was just like, okay, I just don't want to waste money. And don't get me wrong, I was really grateful that I was able to apply for scholarships and stuff like that. But I'm like, if I know that this is not what I'm passionate about, and I know how I am when it comes to stuff like that, I will quit. Then I'm not gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to waste nobody's time. I don't want to. That's not who I am. If something is on my dime, cool. But if I'm wasting other people's time, other people's, because I feel like it's just not what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I don't want to leave a bad taste in nobody's mouth. And but for me, it was just finances just was not there for it. And it's not like I couldn't ask for help, but it's just there's just too much going on in my life, just too much. And I just wasn't gonna put myself in a position that I would later on regret and not get the full experience of, you know. So I'm really happy when God just brought the idea back into my mind randomly. And I go there and everything just worked out so smoothly. It could only be God. You know what I'm saying? And since then, I had my first week this week, and I felt like, I don't know, I just been feeling so happy, so grateful. You know, everything isn't how I want it to be in my personal life yet, but I'm just seeing how God is moving things for me, and it's just so, it just brings me so much peace and so much comfort to know that. See, I told you guys it would come together. So much peace and so much comfort to know that everything that I went through was not for naught. And not only that, but like the light at the end of the tunnel is way closer than I thought it was. And now I'm just forcing myself to believe it. You know, like after you've been through a lot, it's hard to just have peace and know that someone isn't going to come out the woodworks and try to destroy your peace for the simple fact that they feel like they can. So for me, it's just been like trying to teach myself that you're good, you're okay, life is beautiful, and you are deserving of everything that is happening, and that's why it's happening to you. And I really say that to say, like, if you're in the same position where you finally feel like you're coming out of a bad storm, but you just don't know because you felt like maybe in the past that you were coming out of a bad storm just to go through another one. That's what life is about. Seasons, tidal waves, things going up and down, but staying consistent in your faith that God will bring you on the other side of it regardless. So now I got this little cool $20, but I'm not mad. I got the Huda Beauty in Baby Bake or the Baby Bake Cherry Blossom Cake. It's like a pink powder. I like to, after I set my eyes, because I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back to my roots. After I set my eyes with this, I'm going to go in with my press powder. So I always like, with powders, I like to dust it off before I apply it so it doesn't come off splotchy, you know? I just lightly press it in there. And when I use brushes, I always press, 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 press. You always have to press it in. I don't drag, but you gotta press it in there. Just really nice taps. And then you know what they say, so you don't have any creases, you gotta to really get in there. I might still have a crease, but it's okay. Practice makes perfect. Okay. Got some jazz music playing in the back while I'm yapping off. But yeah, y'all, like, even though I didn't know how things were gonna work out. I really, really, really did. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I really didn't know how things were gonna work out. I was so scared. I was like, girl, you better go put yourself in debt to do what? To go pay for what you're doing right now. And that's the mindset I had coming into it. I'll be real. I'm not coming into it. That's what stopped me. Like again, like two years ago, because I was just like, I want to go in there, and then I don't feel like it's worth the time that I'm taking from my life when I have so much to already take care of. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was like, dang, is this gonna be worth it, or am I about to put myself in a situation where I'm going to regret making this decision? You know what I'm saying? But now I'm in a place where life is moving at a pace that I'm comfortable with, at a pace where I feel safe. And now I can really become another version of myself, a better version of myself, a more excited, passionate version of myself that I've been missing. Really, I've genuinely been missing being so happy and excited to do all the things that I used to love doing. And now I'm finding that passion in new things and new opportunities. And I'm super, super grateful for that. Because honestly, this year was rough. This year was really rough. And I keep it being, I did almost give up at certain times. Like I almost wanted to at least. But because I didn't, is that's exactly why I'm here today. So I say this in lieu of everything that's going on right now. Life is super scary. It's hard to know like what your next day is going to be like, let alone the end of your week is going to be like. It's hard to have faith in what you can't see. It's hard to feel like things are going to be okay when they don't seem like that. It's hard. This life is not easy, and if anyone wants to say that it is, they're setting you up for disaster. But life isn't meant to be easy, because then there'd be no room for growth. But it doesn't take away from any pain or frustration that circumstances that you can't control bring out of you. But it is important that you take the time for yourself, because if you can't control that those situations are happening, you might as well be able to control how you react to them. And maybe through that react, or through your choice of how you react, you might be able to turn it into something, or allow God to turn it into something better for you. You know, what was that thing, that word is, what the devil meant for evil, God turned around for my good. And that's exactly what happened this year for me. I'll keep it being. This year, ooh, whenever I write my little book, it's gonna be so juicy. But but for real, like, and it's not even just this year. My life in general is a lot. It's a lot. And I used to I used to simultaneously have so much frustration towards situations that God allowed me to go through, but also learning all the things that I learned so young is allowing me at the age that I am to show my peers that you don't have to accept what the devil dishes at you. You don't have to accept the horrible things that life tries to use to make you to succumb to the darkness of this world. You don't have to choose it. That is not the only option. Because at a certain point, you choose to not accept what the world gives you, and you start to choose what you want. And then when you do that and you're consistent with it and you ask God to be there every step of the way, that's when things really start shifting. And when I say this, I don't say it lightly, because when I say my life shifted, even now it's not done, but I know in my heart the end result is going to be so beautiful. And I'm genuinely excited for what life has to offer for me, especially in these coming months and years, but I'm also excited for what I can give back. I'm excited for the version of myself I can become, and the version of oneself that I can help others become. You know, and not me, but allow God to work through me to impact other people. Because I don't want to have no responsibility for someone changing their life. Give that to God. But if I can be a conduit to help facilitate that that growth into the best version of yourself, then if God can allow me to do that, that's all I want in this world. That's all I want. Because I've had a little and I've had a lot, and through it all, God's still the same. And through it all, at my core, I realize that I'm still the same, or I can still be the same. Regardless of where I'm at in life, I don't have to shift my character or who I choose to be. I can be the amazing, sweet, loving, kind, funny person, and I can also be the sassy, strong minded, stern, decisive, militant individual that I can also be. Every part of me, every version of myself is valuable. Everything that I've learned is for a reason. Everything that God has allowed me to experience is to help facilitate the best version of myself. I'm no longer sitting sad. I'm no longer afraid of the version of myself that I can be, because I know with control, prayer, and consistency, that will always be a version of myself that I want to be, you know? Because it's very easy to allow the world and the ways of this world to facilitate a version of yourself that you were not meant to be. And that was always my biggest fear when it came to my growth and finally getting to a place that I've always prayed for. Because if I gain the world and lose God, what do I really have? You know? And I'm learning that God is in everything if you allow Him to be. And God is with every version of yourself if you allow Him to be. You don't have to be scared to be open with where you're at in your life. You don't have to be scared to not be able to keep it 100. That's the one person that you don't have to lie to, because that's the one person that already sees everything in your heart and already knows how you operate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really lie to God. You really can't. So if you think about it like that, what's the point of not talking to Him? The one person that you can genuinely be like your fullest self with. Because when you learn how to be your fullest self with God, He teaches us how to be that in the world also. Because who you are is who you're meant to be. Maybe you haven't met all parts of yourself yet, and that's okay. And that's why learning who you are and what you want and what you're passionate about is so important. That's why learning who you are so you don't mistake your identity for the identity that the world wants you to grow into for its purposes. You instead grow into the version that you were meant to be for God's purpose that He's placed over your life. Because that will make everything in your life make sense. It will make the hard times make sense. It will make every dark thing that you've been through, even when you were questioning God and asking Him, why aren't you here, when He really was. Sometimes it's hard to see the bigger picture when we get stuck in the details. And what can we do but get stuck in the details when that's our everyday reality? But the bigger picture is in God's hands, and He's guiding you along your path for you. Because oftentimes we don't make the moves that He wants us to move out of fear. If I hadn't gone through and just popped up at the school that day, I wouldn't have been able to see the environment. I wouldn't have been able to see how everyone interacted with each other. I wouldn't have been able to see how safe of a space that it could be for me. I wouldn't have been able to see the peace and the pure joy in being myself and being my fullest self. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I could have missed out on for the simple fact of fear. Not even fact, illusion of fear. Fear of what if I don't like it? What if people don't like me? What if it doesn't work out? What if I don't have enough money to get to school every day? If I have to, because this is real things I was thinking about. Like I had to worry about taking off 4 days out of my super flexible week when I'm making a steady income every month from what I'm making steady income every month from to learn more about what I'm already doing. And if I had let my ego get beside me, I would have missed out on so many opportunities. And I'm so happy that God didn't allow me and my lack of understanding of the bigger picture to allow me to get caught up in the details and miss the bigger picture, you know? Because it's very easy to do that. Also, this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. I love her actually. I might go get one more this weekend because she's really tea. Or honestly, I know everybody's actually, let me shut up. Whenever I see a little sale, I'm gonna get it. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, yeah. What else do I want to say? But yeah, y'all, that's a little bit about me. I just started rambling. I didn't even really tell y'all much about me. I mean, I did in a way. In a way. But I have somewhere I have to be soon, actually. So we're gonna finish this up quickly because I'm actually supposed to be leaving like meow. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to be leaving now. We'll see because I ain't get a call back yet, so I really don't know. But I'm gonna try and get over there. But but yeah, y'all, like, don't be afraid to be yourself. Be you, because being a version of yourself that you're not really is only gonna put you in positions that you don't want to be because you are following the steps towards that vision instead of your vision. Let me break that down a little bit more though. Like, if you think about it, if you're always pretending to be a version of yourself that isn't fully you and you're taking steps every day, taking actions that accommodate that version of yourself, how are you supposed to make the decisions and the actions needed to be the version of yourself that you actually want to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say you want to, let's say, if you say you want to lose weight, right? And you say you want to lose weight, but every single day you make sure you stop by that Chick-fil-A line. What's gonna happen, y'all? What's gonna happen, y'all? And don't get me wrong, you can exercise and eat Chick-fil-A and maintain, but realistically, those are empty carbs. You're not gonna get the nutrients and what you need necessary to really build the muscle. You might build some fat and lose some fat. You might just be doing the same thing every single day, going through the same process. But if you just decide, you know what, let me make my own salads. Not only will I make my own salads, but I'm going to prioritize putting things in that salad that would help me build more muscle. That, let's say I'm going to start eating more protein. I'm going to start eating more beans. I'm going to start eating more whatever it is, like, to get to where you want to be. What are you willing to do? What version of yourself are you willing to become? How hard are you willing to go? You know what I'm saying? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Okay, y'all. I'm going to finish this off and then I'm going to come back for my end of speech because I actually really have to go and I'm actually kind of running late. So, bye. She's back. face is done, you guys. I'll give a full tutorial next time and really just focus on the makeup. Because when I get to talking, I'd slow down. But this is the finished look. She's giving. She's taking it. But yeah, y'all. The moral of the story is be yourself. And everything that you truly desire and what's truly meant for you will find its way to you. And when it does, have the courage to take that leap of faith, because you never know where it'll take you and how far you'll go. So, continue being sexy. Continue booking with me so you can be amplifying your sexiness. And also, just go out. Make an impact on the world. Don't be afraid to be the best version of yourself, because you're already that. You're that. Time is fluid. You're really there already. You just gotta make the steps that the future you has already made. So stay focused, stay aligned, and don't let nothing or no one take you out of your alignment and out of you and who you are. Continue to be yourself, continue to be amazing, continue to be sexy, continue to make a positive impact on the world. And yeah, just do that. Have a great week. By the time I post this, yeah. Have a blessed week and stay blessed and be a blessing to someone else. Thanks, guys.